Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. If you're watching this live, go ahead and drop a hi. If this is a replay, let me know. Hashtag replay down below. With that being said, this is going to be a very thorough training, so stay tuned. It's probably going to take close to an hour to go through everything, but in this document, I'm going to teach you everything that you're going to need to build a six-figure offer for your health practice to obviously attract your ideal clients and who are excited to invest. The reason this is important is because a lot of times us as practitioners, we get really excited about some stuff. We're like, people need to know about these things. And when we present it to the market, they're like, wait, what? Like, that is not necessarily appealing to me. So this is why we are going to focus a lot on this offer framework that's going to take you through the entire process that I use to create my 100K gut health offer, and the same process that my team uses to help our current students and clients refine their offers as well. One thing that is really important, honestly, creating that 100K offer is just about creating that perfect solution for your clients. Like, this is where they're at, this is where they want to be, and you're just the road that's going to take them there. So with this framework, that is everything that we're going to cover. So number one problem that most health coaches have is that they are not sure about whether or not it's going to work. And they also want it to be all perfect, and they get analysis paralysis, and they also get overthinking into the amount of information that they should be providing. Even if you have an offer that is very simple, as long as you follow through the steps that I will go through in this document, that is all you need to make it successful. It doesn't need to be like extremely thorough, full of textbook materials. It's not about that. It's honestly like, hey, this person is going through major burnout and I can get them out of that, and that is how you can build it in a sense. Who really needs this training that we're going to cover? It's if you've been just getting about 5 clients every month or less, or making less than 5K. If you've been marketing your offer but no one is interested, and if you've been getting interested but at the cost of selling your service at $500 or less, like a low ticket offer, and if you're ready to upgrade your offer so that you can scale to $25,000 a month. Now, I will put an important disclaimer here. Products do get better over time, and so will your offers. So don't freak out if it's not perfect. This is what we all started with, and like a Nokia phone, and now these days we obviously use Apple iPhone. So with that being said, you don't need a perfect offer. Like, if anything, your first 10 people are your MVP, meaning they're the people that you're going to test your offer on, get feedback, the stuff that your students ask you in the middle, you make more modules on. So it should not be perfect. As long as the offer is presented perfectly, obviously you're not over promising, you're not under delivering, and it is like the perfect solution of an offer, that is fine. It will become better over time. Now, step one, let's cover the ideal client metrics. Just a heads up, as I said, this is going to take about 60 minutes, maybe less, so we'll see how it goes. So block out this time for this live. Common mistakes that people make. Number one, they often have great offers, but they don't focus on their clients' perceived problems. We think that as practitioners, we hear a lot about different cases, we learn about different things at school, and we get excited over those shiny problems in essence, or shiny solutions, and we make offers based on what we think they need, whereas your market has a totally different set of desires and goals, and that is what you need to focus on. Number two, you're not focusing on one main problem and one main solution. Multiple problems and solutions confuse people. Like, I see practitioners saying, oh yeah, I can help you with your Lyme and with your autoimmune condition and with your mold toxicity and with your nervous system regulation. Well, dear, that is exactly why you're not selling and scaling to 25K a month and past that. So one problem, one solution, that is how you scale. This is why there's so much emphasis on having that niche. Obviously, some people go way too crazy. They get, like, for example, gut health is a niche, but some people go as minute as saying, I only help people with bloating, and that is fine. Or like, I only help people with IBS. That is actually a little bit wider, and that is fine if you want to go that way. But gut health overall is a niched enough type of a niche in order to be helping people. Or even if you want to be like an IBS expert or Crohn's disease expert, expert. One main problem, one main solution. Be that one type of a person, because you're able to establish yourself as an authority. This way you will get more and more people coming to you to ask for your expertise. Mistake number 3 is focusing on the wrong appeal. So for example, security, fear, scarcity, rationality, and guilt. You just really got to understand your ideal clients, like what keeps them up at night, what is really their driving force, their fears, their desires, and focus on that. Don't focus on the wrong appeal, which we're going to cover in this lab. So here are 9 questions for you to ask yourself to find your ideal client. Number 1, what is the biggest result I can help a business or person achieve? Sometimes people can help people with nervous system regulation, stress release, gut health, women's health. Like, think about what is the biggest result. I can help people become pain-free. I can help people become medication-free. What is that big thing? Number 2, describe your ideal clients or customers you've ever had that you want more of in rich detail. Example, age, gender, lifestyle, job, family, hobbies. Do they have like a specific name they use? Is okay. Like, you are obviously not only gonna help a Jessica that's 32 years old and lives in Wisconsin, let's say, but this just gives you an idea. Like, as you're thinking about like Jessica, who's 32, who has like a high stress job, who has like 3 kids, who really wants to be more energized but is at that burnout stage, like you can really start to feel, okay, if I was that Jessica, what would my day-to-day look like? Like, what would be my pain? What would be my desire? And this is why we ask ourselves these questions, and we want to write it down, because it really just helps you to basically understand their perspective by putting yourself in their shoes. And what's the biggest problem that they're going to have? Is it energy crashes? Is it cortisol issues? Is it hormonal imbalances? Is it acne? Whatever that is, write it down. What keeps your ideal clients awake at night, worrying, fearful, anxious? It's the fear that they will never be able to achieve what they want to achieve because their energy is so low. Maybe it's the fact that they feel like their brain fog is so bad that they're never going to finish school, whatever that it might be. What is the cost of staying where they are right now? How bad can things get if they don't fix it? Is it going to affect their health, wealth, relationships in any way? What is the most urgent present crisis they want to solve immediately? The real pain they're facing and the things that they need to be fixed immediately. Like, it's just that if I could just get that freaking bloating go away, then I can have more of a social life and I would feel so much better. Or if I can just freaking get my energy up back to where it used to be, then I'll be so happy. So you gotta think about, like, what is that one thing that they just wanted to be fixed in like the next 3 weeks, so to say? What is pressing them? Number 7, what are the top 3 things that frustrates your perfect clients daily? Is it doing the things they don't want to do? Is it like certain people, circumstances, chores, whatever that it is? Maybe if you have maybe if you're a brain doctor, the thing that frustrates your perfect client daily is the fact that they procrastinate or they can't seem to finish things. If it's about stress, it's like maybe that people trigger their stress response. Like, really think about, like, what are those 3 things that you can help them out with the most? What does your ideal client or customer want more than anything else? Do they want happiness? Do they want energy? Do they want to feel free of not being in aches all day long? Like, really think about these things. What is the biggest mistake your perfect client is making right now related to the problem you solve? Maybe they're overweight and they are trying keto diets, and let's say you are absolutely against keto diets. Or maybe they're spending so much money on supplements and you feel like taking too many supplements is so bad for your health. Like, think about what are those big mistakes that they're making. Step 2, we're going to go through hero's journey. So we're going to focus on proving the biggest result you can help people achieve for your marketing. This is obviously going to help with like that transformation aspect, because people pay you a high ticket price. Like, if you have a high ticket price, people would pay you if they can get a transformation out of it. If they have a bleeding neck problem and you're able to get them out of that misery, then they pay you the high ticket price. They pay for your high ticket program in a sense. So your own story is part of how you present your appeal. In other words, what you've personally been through, why you do what you do, and how you've done it all. And I hear some people say like, Mel, I've never really had like a personal story, and that is okay. There's probably a reason why you became a coach or a doctor or a specialist of some sort. And we can use that reasoning as part of presenting your offer. So you do want to leverage your transformation, the what, the why, and the how. So what's your lowest point? What got you here? How did you feel emotionally? Why were you stuck? Like with my gut health offer, I was trying to help my grandfather to feel better with his gut issues. Like I didn't want him to be in pain. That's what got me into the gut health niche. And that is how I started helping people, because through helping him, I learned that everything stems from a poor gut microbiome. And if I'm able to help people fix their gut microbiome, most of their problems will go away. What was the biggest lesson learned or shift that happened? What changed mentally? How did it change? How did life look like after you achieved everything? So it doesn't necessarily have to be about you. I didn't necessarily have any big gut health problems, but because I helped a family member, I was able to use that as leverage to basically share my story as I was building my gut health practice. And if you don't have any transformation, as I said, don't worry about it. Basically, there is like a reason why you got into the health niche to begin with. Find that reason, talk about the reason. So yeah. The most important thing is relatability. Again, you want to humanize yourself. That is something that my team used to tell me in the very beginning too. They were like, Mel, you're like this perfect doctor with a PhD and multiple degrees, and people don't see you as a human. Like, we got to make you relatable, that sometimes you go through things too, and you also feel what they're feeling. So even if you, let's say you face any anxiety or stress, those stuff are what humanizes you, and it's good to be vulnerable. Like using those examples as a way on how did you transform. The other thing could be inspiration, like anything that made you the person that you are today, major or minor. I had both. I had a major story and a minor story that caused me to shift into the holistic healthcare. Lifestyle traits that you have that people desire and how you came to gain these. Let's say you're a super wellness girly. You love juicing and detoxes and fasting. Or any other inspirational stories that have impacted you to do what you're doing today. Another thing could be like unique attributes. So the main characteristics that makes you a unique person, that makes you relatable or desirable. So personal, professional, or personality traits that you can think about. Step 3, we move into your unique mechanism. So the unique mechanism is a one-liner and a unique naming system for your program, so you can stand out in your market of generic offers. This process essentially answers the question, why is it that what I do is special and how am I different? Like with my offer, I used biofeedback as a way to get to the root cause of people's problem, and the way I was addressing gut health was different than the way other practitioners were addressing it in the very beginning. So with that being said, my unique system was that I was a root cause gut health specialist that was doing different things. So one thing that I want you to know is that a lot of people take the system or method that they use and they promote that. That is not how you should do your marketing. The way you should do it is everything that I'm teaching you in this training is targeting their desires, their ideal situations, the fears, what keeps them up at night. So the way you get people results shouldn't be promoted. The journey should be promoted, and this is what we're focusing on. So think about what makes you different. Like with other gut doctors, like they focus a lot on functional testing, let's say maybe, or maybe they like supplements. I love supplements too, but I'm somebody that says less is more. So that is something that's made me stand out. Or like maybe you're somebody that helps people to come off of medications if you have like the expertise and the speciality to do so. Just really think about why is what I do very special, and that is how you can get that unique mechanism in. Like let's say if you're a weight loss coach and you help people to lose weight without dieting and without doing planks every day, like maybe you have a unique way of helping people lose weight, that they can still eat the foods that they love but still shed those pounds. So you just got to think about this part, and that will help you with coming up with your unique mechanism. The other thing is, what's the most emotionally powerful benefit to your ideal client? So this is how you can create yours. How can you position your program differently from others? Are you better in any way? Like, do you use special testing? Do you remove special testing? Like, what is it different with you that they should come to you for? How can you communicate the unique mechanisms clearly and concisely? Like, what is that one line that you can say that you help people? Like, I help people remove their gut health problems by doing this, this, and this. Just think about it, what sets you apart. For example, can you create a new method or make yourself the first in your prospect's mind? Fitness example is losing 10 pounds in 60 days using only an hour every day, or without losing 10 pounds in 60 days without counting calories, eating what you love without spending hours on the treadmill, keeping your muscle mass. These are the stuff that can set you apart from the competitors that you have in the space. And what are the unfulfilled needs of your competitors' programs? Like better results, more support, done for you, done with you, better guarantee. And 3 aspects of the unique mechanisms that you got to keep in mind when you want to create it is that it's got to be unique, it's got to be useful, but it's also got to be simple. People don't like complicated stuff. And this is where we move on to offer positioning. So mistake number 1, always double check step 1 through 3 that we just went through and get a second opinion and look back at it after you finished. Because again, what we think as doctors and health coaches on what is really going to be beneficial for some people, for like regular people in the world, they are like, wait, what the heck are you talking about? Like, make sure that you really got that perfect picture of what your prospects are going through. Mistake number 2, do not use selling tactics to create urgency, or you're not using those to create the urgency or scarcity. And mistake number 3, you did not simplify your writing to be clear and more concise for the audience. A lot of health practitioners use a lot of fluff. Fluff is not good. Fluff just distracts and removes the tension of emotions that you're building through your writing. So 8 questions that you can ask yourself to position your offer. Who are you? What do you do? Who do you help? What are some of the biggest accomplishments, and why are you legit? Any big names you've helped, how many people or customers you've helped, like 1,200 clients served thus far. If you haven't served 1,200, if you've only served like 100 people, that's still credibility. Or maybe you have 2 PhDs or 1 PhD or whatever that you have. What's your biggest accomplishment? What would you do if you were in their situation right now? The what, not the how, is what you should think of. In 1 sentence, describe what you're selling and what you have to offer in a way that would make sense. Imagine if a 6th grader can understand it, then that is something that is good. If a kid cannot understand it, then that means you gotta simplify it more. What do they get when they take action and get what you're offering that can help them solve their immediate pain points, frustrations, and problems? Like, what are the immediate benefits of your offer? Maybe they have better sleep. Maybe they lose like 5 pounds in the first few weeks. Maybe they have mental clarity and no more brain fog. Are there any extra bonuses or one-time offers? Just list everything out. Is there a no risk guarantee that you offer? If so, explain it. Like, maybe you have like a guarantee that you will definitely be pain free if you follow this, and it's no risk to you, because if you don't, then you get your money back. Like, I'm not in favor of money back guarantees for health offers, because it just simply doesn't make sense. But is there anything like a trial that they could do, like a love it or leave it guarantee that they could do? So all this stuff you can think about. Why should they get what you have to offer now and not wait? Is the price going up? Are there limited seats? Any discount? That is how you can create urgency and not make mistake number 2 that I was talking about in the previous screen. And what is the cost of them not taking action and staying where they are? Financially, emotionally, time in their relationship, in their health. Is anything going to get worse than it is now? Step 5, this is where you're going to finalize your offer. You've done everything you needed to create a launch post for your existing audience. Now, we have 2 options to do this. Number 1 is a VTP, a viral transformation post, and number 2 is a simple launch post. Let's go over the VTP. So the best way is to sell something through storytelling, and this just makes it very effective. People connect with you at an emotional level, and even if it's like a cold audience of people that they don't necessarily know you, by going through a VTP post, they feel like they kind of know you. So it's harder to convert the cold audience though, but because we are launching the VTP on your social media, it's already the people that kind of know you, like you, they follow you, or they're hot buyers, they're here to listen. With that being said, this is the exact structure of a VTP post. So you want to have a hook, the struggle, how it was before, hero's journey, how it was during. This is where you want to add feeling. I was feeling this, and hopeless because of this. Like, really vividly paint the picture. triumph story, the afterwards conclusion, then transition to your program announcement, make the announcement, and have a CTA, a call to action. I would highly recommend just screenshot this part, you guys, and just write it for yourself and start writing out the sentences. Dedicate like a couple sentences to each. You don't need like a giant VTP post. I've seen some practitioners in the space write out like almost like a text full of VTP writing. You don't need that. You just need effective writing. So remember, no fluff, keeping it simple. So for the simple launch post, this is very simple. It doesn't require all that structure that I was talking about, but you are still launching to a warm audience. The storytelling aspect isn't going to be that big of a deal, and it's just to basically call out your audience about the outcome they want to achieve. And the post structure could be like call out / question. Are you someone who's facing this and this? Give context, the best part, then identify your audience or qualification. If you have been feeling this way, then and you want to feel the desired outcome, just like how, let's say, Jordan faced this and Alyssa faced that and Sarah faced this, I'm gonna guarantee that this and this is gonna happen to you. Talk about damaging admission, deliverables, reaffirming questions, and the final CTA. So go ahead and screenshot this part as well for the simple launch post. So there is less emotions attached to a simple launch post and more of like a logical reasoning, and basically like there's less story, but still it does have some emotions that, hey, like if I want to get to the same outcomes just like others, I better say like I want this as well. What you want to adhere to as far as the post rules go, there's no sale necessary. So no thinking about it, no next week. They either want it or they don't, and follow through on promises. Obviously, if you say the price is going up, operate with integrity, increase your price if you say so. If you say price is only decreasing for a week and after that it goes back to normal price, then do not honor it if somebody comes to you on day 8 or 9, because you're not sticking to the timeline, and that way you become flimsy in the space and you gotta like follow through with what you say. And price aggressively, so either recommend at or above the current price, but if you're struggling to increase perceived value, you can always decrease your cost up by 25%, no more recommended, and have like a client cap, like only accept 5 people into your program, or 3 people or 10 people, depending on how much bandwidth you yourself, your team has. And this was basically the end of our live. I know we covered a lot of information, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. If you're not sure what to do with your health practice and you're like, Mel, I'm clueless, I really want some help and guidance on what to do, go ahead and drop the word guidance down below. I'll personally reach out to you and we can strategize on what you can do for your specific health brand. And if you would like this document, document the 100K health offer document down below, and we'll send it your way. Other than that, have a great week. I hope this training was valuable. I would love some comments and feedback on what you got out of it, and I'll see you all next time.